a lot of people know that playing an instrument and singing are both things that are excellent for mental health, whether you suffer from depression, just want a sense of well-being, suffer from anxiety, from ADHD, from various other things. Playing an instrument is good for you. Singing is good for you. But the question still remains, how can you easily and simply integrate something into your day that will help your mental health, not take a ton of time to do, and can be used whenever you need it? The answer is toning. And toning, the way that I do it, is kind of a cross between the chanting, the Om of meditation that is well known, and Gregorian chant, which has a melody and is literally singing. So I do it with my lyre. It can be done with a guitar as well. And it is pretty simple to do. So I'm going to show you how to do it, but first I want to tell you why I have chosen this particular way of doing things. So back in the 1960s, this is a story I love. The Vatican switched from Vatican I to Vatican II. So the Catholic Church made some changes in the way things were being done. And the change that trickled down to this small monastery in southern France was they went from singing their prayers in Gregorian chant to singing them in shorter phrases in set to folk tunes. And when this happened, the monks started getting depressed, and nobody could really understand why, because nothing had really changed except for they had gone from doing Gregorian chant to using folk tunes and doing shorter phrases. And so they decided to bring in a doctor, and the doctor's name was Alfred Tomatis. And he took a look at things and he said, you know what, the problem, I believe, is not physiological but audiological, the way that they hear things and not hearing these long vowel sounds which they're used to. And so they reinstated the Gregorian chant, and all of a sudden everybody was much happier and went back to their happy selves in their little monastery. And so from this, Dr. Tomatis theorized that the long vowel sounds were good for mental health and for helping with depression. And so I have looked at a lot of things. Having dealt with depression myself, it can be pretty debilitating, and I understand what it's like. I've been there. I've looked at pretty much anything that can help, because it's necessary to have something, and to be able to have something that you can access right away and whenever you need it is amazing. And so one of the things I've discovered is that there's a lot of stuff to do with breathing exercises and breathing for relaxation, breathing for that sense of well-being. And one of the ones that I really like is you breathe in for 1 count, for every 4 counts you breathe out. And when you are doing the toning, the long vowel sounds, you take in that short breath and you have that long release, which is also another way of helping with that sense of well-being. So, without further delay, we are doing it, of course, on our lyre. And I use just a very, very simple broken chord on an A minor and a G major. And the vowel sounds that you use are ah, U, O, E, and A. You can use other vowel sounds, but these are the vowel sounds that we use. That we as in the royal we, I use. And that are most often recommended in toning books. So we'll start on the A minor and the A. You put one in between to give you a chance to get a good breath. And so that's just a very simple toning exercise that you can do, and that can help. The playing of the lyre is also something that is good for depression. It helps with that sense of well-being, and I feel like the lyre is something that reaches deep within your subconscious and touches something almost primeval back there. And I've had other people who have said the same things. And you can also do it with one word or one phrase, and it's great to choose something that has a lot of vowel sounds. Like hallelujah. Hallelujah is one that is well known, and so you can do it like this. The beautiful thing about it is if you hit the wrong note, first off, there are no wrong notes, and second off, you just kind of wiggle your voice around until you find something that works. Something that works, and not necessarily something that's perfect, but just something that feels right. And so you can do any sort of melody. You just want to make sure you're having that long feel to it. So you don't necessarily want to be doing hallelujah, 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 because that is not as relaxing. And so you want to make sure that you have long, drawn-out sounds for that relaxing feel to it. You can choose any word you want, any sort of... The good thing to do is just think, if you're doing, for example, peace, that's one that some people like doing, but it has the hard p at the beginning and this at the end. So you don't want to be doing peace. You want to do peace. Peace. So make sure that your p and your s are a lot gentler and less pronounced. They're not your accents. Your accent is your vowel, whatever it happens to be. And Om is another one that a lot of people like using, or any sort of mantra that you have. So you can see there, I'm just sort of playing around and figuring out what note I want to hit. I don't have it all sorted out beforehand, and that's actually a good thing to do. Improvising and not thinking, oh, it has to be perfect, is good for self-esteem, actually, it turns out, because there is no right, there is no wrong, there's just whatever feels right. And so you don't hit it the first time, so it doesn't sound like somebody has recorded it in a studio. That's not the point of it. The point of it is to find something that's relaxing. And you can do it without the lyre as well. So all of a sudden in the middle of the day, you just need to relax. You find something, you find your vowel, you find your word. So for example, if you wanted to use Om, just whatever you want, and then all of a sudden you have something that can relax you. I really enjoy doing it with my lyre, but it can be done both ways. So I hope that you find this helpful, and of course, if you are interested in learning more, be sure to check out our links in the description for our classes that we have. We have some upcoming classes on weekend workshops, weekend sort of master classes, and they give you an overview of different things you can do with the lyre. So be sure to watch for those. And like, subscribe, share, and we will see you next time. Thanks for joining us, and keep on practicing.